companies in the news. One of them is my highest conviction uh, gold explorer with an important discovery pick, which is Goliath Resources. They announced the headline was Goliath intersects 10.62 grams per ton of gold over 22.82 meters. Drilling maintains a 100% hit rate. 95% of the holes contain visible gold. It remains wide open at the Sherbet discovery, which is part of the Gold Digger property in the Golden Triangle of British Columbia. Um, One of the highlights is that drilling at Sherbet has hit visible gold with the naked eye in three distinct rock packages. Those include the quartz, sulfide, breccias, stockwork, or the stacked veins, if you will. Other is the reduced intrusion related gold dikes and the altered breccia. So you've got visible gold in all three rock packages. And this map down here shows you all the locations of drill holes and where the visible gold is in the various different drill holes. Uh, they've completed 65 holes for 45,000 meters in 2025, and they got 50 more holes to do. The plan is to do 60,000 meters this drilling season. They got about another 4 weeks or so left in the season, and then they'll have lots of results because they've only assayed and reported 10 holes so far this year, and they got another 55 that are already to be assayed, and then they got another 50 holes to go into the lab for assaying. This image here really speaks volumes to me about how special this project is, and it very well could be the most important high-grade gold discovery in the Golden Triangle since the Eskay Creek discovery. And the distribution of the visible gold in the holes is quite spectacular. As you can see, it starts down here and goes all the way up to the top of the mountain. And even in these holes over here, you've got visible gold. So the chances are that it continues for, you're looking at probably close to 2,000 meters from side to side, and probably another 600 or 700 meters this way. So just a phenomenal amount of visible gold in the drill holes. And this is an important statistic here too. Since drilling started in 2021, many holes have returned impressive metal factors. This is where you multiply the grams per ton by the meters. A good rule of thumb is that anything over like 80, 75, 80 gram meters is really good. It's actually usually when you find a high propensity of a high number of those, it's in mines. So that's why that's an important statistic. And they talk about 9 holes delivering greater than 200 gram meters and up to 1,346 gram meters. 11 holes are greater than 150 gram meters. 25 holes are greater than 100 gram meters. 31 holes are greater than 75 gram meters. And 61 holes are greater than 50 gram meters at the Sherbet discovery. And that's where you see all of this visible gold. That's what generates those kind of grades. The Sherbet discovery has widespread drill holes over 1.8 kilometers square, or greater than half the size of Central Park in New York City, returning high metal factors, showing it has the potential to be one of the most important high-grade gold discoveries in the Golden Triangle since the Eskay Creek discovery. Then they give you the details: 10 grams over 22.82 meters, or 242 gram meters. Then they give you the breakdowns with more details on the various different drill holes. They show you in this news release some locations of visible gold. This is just one hole, and it's got multiple locations of visible gold. Here's another one. This is in the altered andesite. This is the altered breccia, so to speak, or no, sorry, this is the altered andesite, and you can see visible gold in that as well. So they're getting it in multiple rock packages, which is indicative of the potential for this to have a very powerful uh, source that has put all of this visible gold into these various rock packages. Here's some more visible gold in another hole that had 11.03 grams over 5.7 meters. This is within the Bonanza shear zone. Where was this one? This was in the altered andesite, as I said earlier. This one was in the quartz sulfide veins. So as you can see, it's into multiple rock packages, the visible gold that returns high grade time after time, 10 grams over 5 meters in the altered andesite. They give you another hole here, more visible gold. It just, like they say, 95% of the holes are hitting visible gold in them. That's why you get that distribution in the map that I showed you earlier. High-grade gold has been identified in 3 distinct rock packages. This includes the gently dipping gold-rich stacked veins, the gold-rich reduced intrusive related gold, or RIRG dikes. These are vertical, so the veins are like a stacked sheets or stacked like layers in a cake, and then coming up vertically through them is these reduced intrusion, vertical reduced intrusion related dikes. And where they meet, the cross section is where one so far gold, it's being called the Goldilocks zone, has been found. And then recently, this year, they discovered broad gold-rich zones in the altered breccia. So, it doesn't really matter what rock package, something has pumped that visible gold up into all the various rock packages. They give you highlights of what the drilling program was all about this year. I'll leave you to read that. I will read off a couple quotes here because they give you some good information. One of them is from Dr. Quentin Henney, who is the geological and technical advisor to Crescat, which is a strategic investor in Goliath. He stated in a quote, Goliath's exploration team, having synthesized a detailed model of the Sherbet high-grade mineralizing system after the 2024 season, was thoroughly prepared to undertake an aggressive, highly focused drill program this season. The success rate of mineralized intercepts encountered thus far is remarkable, and now we see the fruits of this work in the form of exceptional assays coming back from every hole. Sherbet is now continually delivering strong results, a trend I expect to continue given this update, end quote. Then Roger Rasmus, who is the founder and CEO of Goliath, states, and I quote, the more we drill at Sherbet, the better it gets with pleasant surprises along the way, which is a good rule of thumb about how new discoveries can become future mines. Most notably, the Sherbet discovery has widespread drill holes with gold visible to the naked eye and several containing high gram meter assays. It is becoming abundantly clear to our team that Sherbet is emerging as the most important grassroots high-grade gold discoveries in the Golden Triangle of British Columbia since the Eskay Creek discovery. We still have many holes with assays pending and are progressing toward completing our up to 60,000 meter drill program in 2025. This year's drilling campaign is shaping up to be our most impressive yet at the Sherbet high-grade gold discovery. At this point, we have only reported 7 holes of the 115 planned holes for 2025. We look forward to substantial assay news flow from this year's aggressive drilling program. So as you can see, Dr. Henney is quite taken aback by the program and its early success. Roger Rasmus is talking about how it's progressing towards a future mine. I think that's the path it's on. And he talks about all the visible gold, the high gram meters, that it's becoming one of the most important discoveries in the Golden Triangle since the great Eskay Creek discovery, and lots of holes pending. So that's the news. And as I said, with all the drilling that they've done and the fact that they keep hitting visible gold in 95% of the holes, I think they're going to have a lot of great news to talk about as they progress through these. You can see the 2025 drilling traces are all of this blue stuff is being drilled this year. So a lot of holes going in and a lot more data to come. Before I move on to the next company, I'll have a look at their stock chart. And today they closed up 2.33% or 5 cents a share to $2.20. They had a very big run here. This was on the news of the first Goldilocks discovery made on the property. I say first purposefully because I think that they're going to find more of these, and there could be a lot of them because of the fact that the layers of veins that are stacked is like a 10 or 11 layer cake. And then there's like 14 of these reduced intrusion related dikes coming up vertically through there. So at each of those locations, you could have a Goldilocks zone. And that gets very exciting when you start to extrapolate out how much gold, super high grade gold, could be contained in those Goldilocks zones. So that's what caused the big run. Then they were awaiting drilling. When it started to look closer to the drilling season, it started to trend upwards again. And lately, it's kind of dipped down below that 50-day moving average. But I think that with all the news coming, that it's shaping up to have a significant breakout. I hope it does because I'm a shareholder of the company and always makes me happy when my stocks are going up in value. And again, I think they've got a tremendous discovery here that just keeps getting better. The more geology, the more drill holes, the more science they throw at it, it just gets better and better and better. And that's what you see when in a mine that gets developed into a mine is every project starts out with a really big geochemical anomaly or a really big geophysical anomaly, but when you put the truth machine on it, you start drilling holes, it gets smaller and smaller and smaller. This one's going the other way. It's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And again, I stress that they keep getting visible gold all over the place in this mountain, and I'm even ready to start calling it a golden mountain. Uh, so there you go. That's the Goliath news today.